What's good, guys? We are finally on the bank, first session of 2023. It's been nearly a year since I've been out on the bank. Last trip was to Elton Lakes where I had my cat. Today we are down at a Birmingham Anglers Association lake, Ucking Hall. Been here since first light, obviously set up, got the rods out. We've got one out for pike or zander, because there's some pike, zander, eels in here, so we thought we'd give them a go, and I've got one out for the carp. So let's see how today goes. Weather's turning nice, it's quite warm out. May have to take the old waders off in a minute just to cool down a bit, it's getting hot. But we'll see what happens throughout the day. We'll get some aerial shots done with the drone and basically just see what happens with the day, guys. There's not really much to talk about at the moment. I've had a go on the old spinning rod. Had a few knocks, but nothing really wanted to take it. But hopefully with the lake warming up, we can get something on the bank today. There's been quite a few fry jumping around, some roach jumping around, so you never know. Let's see what happens throughout the rest of the day. We'll catch up with you guys in a bit.
Under pressure, no more time. Can we make a move? Overthinking, you and I. What do we have to lose? 'Cause I'm wasting all my time thinking of the things we could do.
It wasn't actually until I reviewed the footage that I see the bobbin had actually gone up. I didn't realise at the time. So in this segment, guys, I am going to show you how I made my wire traces for the day. Firstly, you need to start with your Predator Pro wire trace. This is a £30 trace. It comes with your crimps. There is more crimps than this, guys, but I have made a few traces up ready to go. Then you're going to need your size 8 treble hooks. These are extremely sharp, so please be careful with your fingers. Also, you need your anti-tangle sleeves. These obviously vary on length, which is completely up to the angler themselves. and your crimping tool. Let's get on with making them up. So firstly, you need to take 12 to 14 inches of wire trace. Cut this with either your wire cutters or your crimping tool. Thankfully mine do have a cutting piece on them. Then get your crimps out. Obviously I have no fingernails, so it's hard for me to get the crimps, the labour off the crimps. Shake them out. You need 2 crimps, just like that. Make sure you don't lose these guys, especially on the bank, because they can be harmful to animals on the bank. So firstly you need to place a crimp over your wire trace. Grabbing hold of one of your hooks, feed this through the eye of the hook. Then I double back on myself to form the loop. And then for extra security I will double this back again, just to make it a bit tighter. Be careful with your fingers, guys, because these will stab you. Obviously the camera angle is not very well, as I was trying to do this on my own, and these are very fiddly to do. So once you've created your loop, this is where you will double it back over, as you can see me doing. This just forms an extra layer of security to ensure that they're not going to come out. Just watch your fingers if you pull too hard. So guys, these are very fiddly things to do. So there's me creating my extra security. Just pull that down a little bit tighter. And what we'll do is we'll grab our crimping tool and give it a good squeeze. Once you've securely fastened the first hook, this is where you then grab your second treble hook, and you'll feed the wire trace through the eye of the hook, and this is where you choose your desired length for your bait. I tend to go between 4 to 6 inches, as most baits are roughly about that length. Just make sure the wire trace is going between 2 of the hook points, guys. It gives you a flush point then. Then you wrap it around 4 to 5 times. I went 5 times, and then back through the eye of the hook. Just be careful as you put it through, guys, you don't stab yourself at the same time. As you can see, it looks neat and tidy, and it runs perfectly in line with each other. So there's the first point done. As you can see, just stab myself. So at this point you'll grab your anti-tangle sleeve and feed this over. Like I said, guys, you can get different lengths anti-tangle sleeves. These are just ones that I had on hand. So feeding it through, then you grab your second crimp and place this over the wire trace, and you don't drop it. Just repeat from the first crimp, loop, and then loop back through for your extra security. And obviously this is the fiddly bit, guys, so just be patient. Careful, obviously if you pull too hard your hand could slip onto the hooks. I know a few people that have done this in the past, end up in hospital with treble hooks in their fingers. And if it gets too much, guys, and you can't grip hold of it, just grab your crimping tool to grab hold of the wire trace and pull it through like so. And obviously I made the mistake, I cut it first. I should have crimped first, but it didn't make much difference. Select your right size hole in your crimps and crimp away. Once you've securely fastened this crimp, pull your anti-tangle sleeve up to the crimp. Don't pull it too far that you have to struggle to get it back on. And there you go guys, one wire trace ready for the bank, ready for the bait, and hopefully land you a fish or two. Good luck and best wishes. So guys, this is the pop-up rig I made for the day. So you're going to start with your size 6 claw hooks, your uncoated braid, or you can use coated braid, your hook beads, your bait screw, anti-tangle sleeves, your braid scissors and knot puller, and a gate latch baiting needle. So to start with, you need to take 12 inches of braid, like so, and you cut that off your spool. My braid scissors are very blunt, so bear with me guys. And once you've got your 12 inches of braid cut off, get your claw hook out. Try and make sure you've got everything ready. So get me a claw hook, and this is where you'll do your knotless knot. So you feed your braid through the eye of the hook, pull a bit down so you've got enough leverage to hold on to, wrapping your braid around the stem of the hook before feeding the braid back through the eye of the hook. And then tight to ensure that it's nice and secure, like so. Just trim off a little bit of tag end, try not go too short, otherwise it could come loose. Once you've securely fastened your knotless knot and you ensure that it's nice and tight and it's not going to slip, you want to grab hold of one of your anti-tangle sleeves and feed the braid through it. Once you've fed your anti-tangle sleeve through, this is where you'll form your loop and do your double overhand knot, like so. Obviously just decide on your length that you want to do it, and you can just trim the tag ends off, and obviously this is where your gate latch needle will come in handy again for people like myself that's got fat fingers. And you just pull it straight through, nice and tight, pull it tight, make sure that it's not going to slip at all, like that. And there we go, you have your double overhand knot. Just trim your tag end off, like so. Just make sure you don't cut the loop guys, some people have done it where they're not looking what they're doing properly, and just pull your anti-tangle sleeve back up to it. So at this point it just looks like your standard hair rig without the hair. This is where you get your bait and screw and feed the point of the hook through the little loop that's supplied, like so. Just be careful you don't stab yourself. And then this is where you get your hook bead, and you just put the point of the hook through the hook bead. Careful not to slip and stab yourselves guys. and then once you've got it partially on, just snap it off. Just push it on like so. If you're worried about stabbing yourselves, guys, just like that. Just grab hold of your crimps or a pair of pliers and just grip hold of the hook bead and push it on. Just save your fingers. Just make sure you don't damage the point of the hook. And there we go, that's all ready to go there. And there is pretty much your pop-up rig. All we need to add now is a little bit of weight just above the hook. So this is the point where you can decide roughly where you want to place your tungsten putty or a split shot. I'm going with a bit of tungsten putty, and I'll just go just below the eye of the hook like so. Get it twisted round, nice and tight. There we go. It's on there lovely now. And then all you need to do now is decide what pop-up you'd like to choose. I'm just going to put a salted squid one on just for purposes of showing off, like showing the rig. So get me bait screw like so, get me pop-up, feed and twist that onto my bait screw. And here is your final product. Pop-up rig I was using for the weekend. Sitting lovely. As you can see, I added a little bit more tungsten putty the first time around, didn't want to sit. Add a little bargain tackle dips goo. Lovely jubbly. Perfect little pop-up rig. Well guys, day's nearly over and done with. I haven't really done much filming because not really been much to film as such. There's been fish showing. It's just really been an all-out shit day really. Like, the fish have been there, I've been casting to showing fish like I've always been told to do, but they're just not taking at all. The pike, the zander not taking, perch ain't taking, the roach and the rudd are not even taking. So it just shows you how dead the lake actually is. But I'll take you for a little walk just to show you what it's actually like. But we ain't gonna get nothing, I don't think, guys. I've still got 2 hours left just, but I can't see it happening personally. Let's see what happens. I'll show you around the lake. So this is one side of, as we call the lake, the butt. It generally does look like a butt. So it comes round like this, back up, as we call it, the crack, and then the other butt cheek around that side. But as you can see, guys, it's still as anything. There's no wind, nothing, it's just still. The odd fish will show now and again. I'll take you down what we call the crack. Nice lovely day, so there's no excuse for fishing. Like I said, there's the other side of the butt. Still as anything. Absolutely nothing. Got another one peg there. Got a peg up here. The waters are quite high this side, I think. The bank's given way slightly though. You can see they've angled that one upwards, but this is the other side of the lake. There's the middle. Go around that side. Absolutely nothing. Nothing showing now. There's nothing been showing for the past 20 minutes, half hour. Like I said, been casting to showing fish, but nothing's happening. There's a guy fishing over in, oh, there we go, in that swim this morning. So it is a nice lake. Only £40 for the year. You know, it gives you quite a lot of different waters to fish. There's the bivvy, or the brolly, which I won, £1.99, happy days. And then that's where I'm fishing with rods. So this left hand rod is like tucked over out here somewhere. Oh, focus over here, and then my right hand rod is over towards this tree. It's literally about 6 foot off this tree here. Oh, there we go, just got a bleep on my right hand rod, funnily enough. A bit freaky, but yeah, like I said guys, beautiful day, nice and sunny all day long, but just not having it. We'll see what happens in the next couple of hours. Well guys, day's come to an end. Unfortunately, nothing to show. The only thing that was really cool was some trees that were underwater and a load of weed. So, like, they're starting to show again now. There's fish all over the place, but they're just not interested one bit. So, nothing else we can really say or do. Day's over and done with. It is only a day fishery. You can only do dawn till dusk. So I probably won't return for a while. I'll probably try a couple of other venues on the ticket and see what they're like. One of the guys that was fishing over the other side today did say to me that just behind the house over in the far corner is actually the river, and there's 2 mile stretch of that we're allowed to fish. So I'll probably give that a go. Apparently there is some catfish in there as well. So we'll just see what happens. Might take another trip down to Elton Lake where I caught my cat. Try and get a 24-hour or 48-hour done down there. Just have to see what happens, guys. Obviously with things how they are, we'll just go from there, I suppose. We'll see you on the next vlog. Catch you later.